In this video, I'm going to show you how I take some ordinary glass dishes and turn them into a really nice farmhouse 3-tier stand. So to start, I'm going to take my Craftsman battery-powered sander and I'm going to sand the spots where the plates are going to be glued to the candlesticks. Because if you don't sand down the plates, the E6000 won't stick to the plate. I had that problem. That's why I'm sanding off the excess glue that I had there. It just would not cure onto the plate unless I sanded it first. So I'm going to sand down that. Once I get that sanded down, I'm going to clean it with rubbing alcohol just to get all the dust and debris off of there. And then I don't know what happened to the video of gluing the candlestick to the bottom plate, but I used E6000 and sanded the area where I was going to glue it. I also sanded down the top of the candlestick that I was going to be adding my next plate to, and then wiped the dust off with the rubbing alcohol. And then once the rubbing alcohol dries, I'm going to add the E6000 to the top of the candlestick where I'm going to be adding my next plate. And then I'm going to put my plate down and I'm going to flip it over so I can see exactly where it's going to sit. And I let that dry for a couple of days. And once that's dry, just add your next candlestick. Make sure and sand it down and clean it first. Add the next candlestick down onto the plate and sand it down on the top of the candlestick. And I like to add painter's tape just to hold that in place so it doesn't move anywhere. And you can see Pumpkin there in the background. She likes to craft with me, her and Lucky. Alright, so now that the candlestick is dry in place, I'm going to add the bowl and the top layer of my tier onto my stand. I add the bowl to the top and then I tape it into place with the painter's tape and then let it dry for a couple of days. So this is the paint I'm going to use, Sage Chalk Paint by Home Decor Folk Art. So I'm going to remove the painter's tape, wipe everything down really good with the rubbing alcohol. And I like to start at the bottom whenever I paint. So I flipped my piece over and I'm going to start at the bottom painting it. And then once that first coat is dry, I'm going to go back through and I'm going to do a second coat. And once my second coat is dry, I'm going to go in with the distressing with the black Folk Art chalk paint and a chip brush. And I'll just get a little bit on my brush, kind of like a dry brushing technique. I'm going to start by going around the edges first. and then start dry brushing the rest of the surface. You can do this as light or as heavy as you would like. And then this is what it looks like after I have the 2 coats and then my distressing. And then the final step would obviously be to seal it. You can use a polyurethane or Mod Podge or whatever you would like to seal it. But don't forget to seal it, that way your paint doesn't chip off. I normally leave it like this and leave it like as a catch-all tray for my coffee table or dresser. But you can decorate it however you would like. Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe.